I used to be not a fan, you could say, in the beginning of the pandemic and whatnot. I remember very vividly being a big hater. How it's just a bunch of 14-year-olds. You know, as the quarantine progressed, the user base matured for sure. It went from just kind of this musically knockoff with a privacy concern to still a threat to national security, but one that is at least has fun things to watch on it.
First of all, I refused to download it, right? And then quarantine started, and then I was like on it like crazy. And then after that, recently within the last like 2 months, I was like, this is so stupid. Like, I don't like the fact that I'm scrolling through content that is so oddly specific to my interests.
I use TikTok a lot. It's my go-to when I'm bored and I need a break from work.
Yes, the boba, iconic. I don't even know how long TikTok videos are supposed to be. 30-second video. That is the most iconic thing to come out of, like, explain how students at Berkeley act.
I used to go to like libraries to study. I feel like people would make like so much noise. I would be like in main stacks in like the quiet section, and people would unpack like 5 different devices, all of their food.
You know, the saying, either live as a hero or see yourself become the villain. That has become me. I've gotten a MacBook, I've gotten the iPad, and there have been multiple times I'm drinking boba in class, and I'm a threat to society at any given moment. My decibel count is through the roof at all times. So as much as I like to think I'm not that person, in my heart of hearts, I know I am.
Oh, absolutely. And I do believe there is something to be said about this sort of, how do I put this, willing ignorance, right? This sort of duality.
Honestly, like, that is the one thing about lecture that I do not miss whatsoever. It's just like sitting there, staring at the wall, listening to some kid just talk about how words and juxtaposition of syntax and paragraphs are just paralyzing and horrifying. And it's like, man, I'm really just trying to get an A in this class, you know? Like,
do you feel like some classes are kind of like this? But I think like at the same time, like when you really like look into what the professor or lecturer is saying, like there are points to be made, obviously.
Bing boing ding ding boing ding bing boing ding boing ding ding boing.
That's funny.
For me, I've just kind of been lucky every single semester. Like I always had like the morning of the first day for enrolling in classes.
I think within the last 2 years, it hasn't really been an issue just because like as you have priority in terms of class standing, then like it's not really an issue. But freshman, sophomore year, oh my God, man, like classes because nobody like really sits down and teaches you like what to do when this happens, you know? So even your backups getting filled up, you just like want to give up.
Yeah, this is definitely something that I know a lot of people relate to. I have a friend who had to take the second half of the OChem lab that you take as a sophomore. He could not get into it until his last semester of senior year right now. Like, it's really hard to get in some of these classes.
I will say that right off the bat, and I think this is part of the joke, that it's just so capped to have like a perfect 4.0 at Berkeley. Because Berkeley does not set you up for success in that way. Like, you're going to fail and your GPA is going to reflect that, but your experience that you pull from here is going to be a lot more valuable than the grade you get from the classes, if that makes sense.
I do this more often than like I kind of want to. It's just kind of fun just to like, you know, imagine like a different life. I'll just like go on there, like inspect the elements, change my major, go on there, like pretend to be a California resident.
Oh my God, yo, the audio, my God. Why do people have to do that?
As somebody who's going to have a Minecraft graduation, I feel personally attacked by this.
The thing is huge. Pretty impressive work just because, like, you know, UC Berkeley students generally like to study, and it's cool that like they spent a lot of time like recreating the campus.
I think it's really cool that, like, you know, people took something that that we valued a lot or played a lot when we were kids, and, you know, made something of it in a time where everything needed to be remote. Like, you know, it could have gone in a positive way or a bad way, but, you know, like, Berkeley students really just took it the best way. For people who don't go to the school but use this as a method of learning more about the school, like, I don't know, it's a little inaccurate, you know. But I guess for the sake of everybody being able to relate to someone who is in the same environment, it's kind of nice.
Our TikTok game is not there, but I would just blame it on the fact that we are kind of like that. We haven't really fully adopted TikTok yet, you know. It's still a little young in its average user base.